Hello and welcome. My name's Cambell and this is Spiral Up Channel. Okay, today I wanted to talk about outcomes and about being detached from the outcome, of things that happen to you in your life, because we all have goals, we all have things that we want and that we work towards. But what happens a lot is people get specific pictures in their minds, specific, facts and bits and pieces that they want to come true. And when they don't get these specific things, they feel like that they're not getting what they asked for, or they feel like it's not working, the whole sort of law of attraction thing, and as you give out is what you get back. And what I wanted to say is the universe and God, spirit, whatever you want to call it, it's energy, it's not physical. So what you're asking for, the only thing that it can give you for what you ask is an experience. So it can give you a feeling and thoughts and knowledge. It can't give you, it can't pick you up and put you in a different physical location. Obviously through things you may end up, where you need to be to hear certain information. But the thing is, we don't get to say, I want, to live at this number house. The house has got, this many rooms. It's this color, blah, 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 blah. And then when it doesn't happen exactly, get annoyed about it, because we should be specific in what we want. Definitely be specific. But the problem is when people get things, is when the universe provides things and people either don't recognize them or they get upset and annoyed that it's not exactly what they asked for. But the thing is, the universe is, it's not dollar pizza. It's energy, and we ask for things through energy. That's how we do it, through our thoughts, through the visions in our minds, through repetition of words in our minds. But mainly it's really about getting the feeling and being there in our minds, being there already before it happens, feeling the feeling. How would it feel? This is really what all goal setting and giving out energy is about. It's about the feeling. What do you want to feel? What do you want to experience? And this is really it. It's much more about learning through experience than learning because you got a certain car of a certain color of a certain year with a certain number plate. Because that is not going to teach you anything. And obviously if you get everything that you want to the nth degree, that will teach you something, but it won't be good. It'll turn you into the kind of person that you probably don't want to be. But what I really want to say is everything is energy. It's all energy. We ask for energy. We give energy out. Nothing's physical. The physical is just an illusion, because what's happening really is we're interpreting this, so-called physical world through our senses. And all these senses are actually inside of us. So we think that we're looking outside and we think that we're seeing things that are in the outside world, but we're not. We're actually, our vision is taking whatever is, whatever energy is out there, and it's bringing it into our mind where we then interpret it. So we actually see that picture in our mind. We smell in our mind. Now this is all, it's not actually out there in the physical world. And because it's like that, because everything is energy, what that means is that what we get back when we ask for things is going to be energy as well. So it's going to be much more along the lines of an experience or a feeling or a lesson, rather than an actual physical event or physical destination or, very specific kinds of physical things. Because, again, the world's not physical. This is the illusion part. And this is where a lot of people, can stumble is you ask a lot of people, what do you want from life? What is it that you want? What are your goals? And so often, we get back answers. I want this kind of car. I want a new house. I want, clothes. It's all this physical stuff. And then after that, it might be, personality traits, I guess. So I want to be more confident. I want to be more outgoing. I want to be this. So, which is really, I want people to see me differently. I want to change who I am so that the outside world views me differently. And this is, again, it's coming from the wrong place, because you can't change anyone out there. You can't change anyone. And the way that we know this is because people can't change us. If someone comes up to you and tells you to do something, are you going to do it? Of course you're not. And, given the circumstances, obviously, but in most cases, if someone just comes up to you and says, you need to do this, you're going to say no. So we can't change people. We can't tell them what to do. So setting goals based upon physical outcomes, can't work, because that's trying to affect the physical world and other people. All we can affect is ourselves. The only person we can really change is ourselves. And as we change, then we will affect others through the way that we act. We'll show them through example how they can change their lives for the better, if that's what they're looking for. So we can change people by example, but we can't tell people to change, and people can't tell us to change. So the only person we can change is that person in the mirror. It's you. It's ourselves. And through that, we then can change the world through who we become. And so this is, with goals, it's much better to build yourself, because if you want, and it's such a common story, so many millionaires, or, people who win the lottery and become millionaires, within 12, I think it's 18 months actually, within 18 months, they're actually worse off than they were before they won the lottery. So that means they've actually gone backwards. So they win $1 million, they spend it all and more, because these people don't know how to handle $1 million. If they did, they would probably have $1 million. And so this is the thing, is if the universe, or God, whatever, gives us exactly what we ask for, then a lot of the time, the lesson that we think is there isn't actually there. Okay, so this is what we have to understand, is this energy, God, spirit, it's intelligent, and it'll interpret what we're actually asking, because we're asking through energy, through emotion. We're not, if we sit there and go, okay, universe, give me a house with a car in the garage, the universe doesn't hear you, God doesn't hear you, spirit, it's all the same thing to me, but it doesn't hear you. When you ask through your heart and with your emotions, what you're doing is you're sending out an energetic frequency, and that will match up to the same energetic frequency and bring it back to you. What we give out, we draw to ourselves. And so it's these experiences that we're drawing. It's not the physical things and bits and pieces. It's the experience, the growth, the knowledge. That's what, that's what life is all about. But that's what we're going to get. That's what we can match up to. We can't match up a car to a car. You can't sort of throw a car out into the universe and hope one comes back. So yeah, this is the thing, when asking for things, when trying to use the law of attraction, when goal setting, it's a good thing to focus on who you want to become, who you want to be, and then understand that that's your job, and then work out how you can do that. What do you need to do on a daily basis to become that person? And this is the change. Change is made in the now, but change is also made, it's a personal thing. People don't go out and get, groups of 100 people and like, yes, we're all going to change. You're all going to do what I'm going to do, and we're going to change together. It doesn't happen, because no one else wants what you want. They don't. No one. And that's something that we all need to understand, is that if we want something, it's up to us. You can't expect other people to want what you want from life. It just doesn't work that way. They're going to want what they want. You're going to want what you want. So it's up to you to take the action to turn your life into what you want it to be, and to turn yourself into the person you want to be. And then as we go through this, to just be grateful of everything that we get given, and don't judge it. If we judge, circumstance and all this kind of stuff that's happening in our life, we're kind of looking at it the wrong way. Because to judge is to look at something physical, isn't it? It's, we should be judging on people on who they are inside as a being and a personality. But really, judgment is always physical. How do they look? Where do they live? What do they drive? And all this kind of stuff. And if we go through life like this, we start to just point out the bad things. Judgment, unfortunately, the way that it's been sort of dealt to us and taught to us in our society is as a negative thing. We don't talk about judgment as, oh my gosh, that person just judges everyone as amazing. He just thinks everyone's the best person ever. we don't hear this kind of language. Even though there are people out there who judge everyone as being amazing, all you hear is the bad judgment, right? Oh, they're this, they're that, they're bad because of this. So stay away from judgment and just understand that the universe is going to give you stuff. If it doesn't make sense, think about it. Look into it deeper. Why is that experience coming up? What can you learn from it? And when we start really understanding that it's the experiences and the lessons that are being given to us, not physical things, then we can start to move forward, because we can start to see the messages, we can start to learn them, we can start to interact with the experiences, and through that we start to grow, we start to learn, we get different points of view, and we move forward and we spiral up. So I think I got my message. That's pretty much what I wanted to say is this, it looks like a very solid physical world, but it's not. It's all actually happening. Well, it's not in here. It's in your mind, which isn't contained in your head. It's not your brain, obviously, but your mind. That's where we live. That's what we are. The energy part of it. All the physical stuff is how we perceive it. And it's really to give us a playing field of experience, all these things we can interact with. So it's awesome until we get to the point of, I didn't want that. Why did you give me that? Because there is always a reason. It's like the Celestine prophecies. Always look for the lesson and for the reason that you're getting that experience, and you'll find that you'll start to go forward a lot faster, and the world will just become a lot more simple to you. If you start looking for solutions rather than trying to point out, the problems, everything changes. And this is a big thing, is to be solutions focused. If something bad happens, or something that you perceive is bad, because obviously nothing is good or bad, but thinking makes it so, it's all perception. But if you perceive things as bad, then all you're doing is putting out more negative energy, and you're going to attract more negative experiences, because that could be a good experience, but because you're not looking into it properly and you're judging it first off and then discarding it, you could then turn that, potentially good experience and good information and thinking into something bad, because you've judged it. And now you've turned your energy into something bad, and you're going to attract more bad. So just understand that everything is, it's a game, this world. It's an adventure. Not everything is black and white in our face. Sometimes we have to actually look at things and think about them and get into it and try and understand what the actual message, the underlying message could be. Why is this experience or this person or this thing being sent to us? What can we learn? How can we improve from it, grow, and then in turn use that to then be an example to other people? And that this is the way that we all spiral up, that we raise the vibration of the whole world. It's to be the example. And that's that saying again, right? Be the change you want to see. Just be that person. Be the one who starts it. Step out in courage. And you'll find that when you do that, people will come around to support you. It may seem frightening at the start with that first step, but if you have the courage to do that, I guarantee you, people will come out to support you. But if we start saying, everyone needs to support me now as I take the step, then nothing happens. Nothing happens, because you'll never take that step. And unless that first bit of action has been taken, that first bit of step, that first bit of action has been taken, that first bit of belief and stepping out in trust and belief in yourself and your power, then nothing can happen. Until you take that on and you believe that and you become that energy of, I am worthy, I can do anything, then obviously you're stuck in the same place. You're just in the exact same place that you were. So courage is another big bit of it. And like I said, you don't need to be courageous. You don't need to be jumping out and tackling armies or anything like this. You just need to be courageous in yourself and trust in yourself and believe that whatever happens, you have the power. You have the information, the resources, the intelligence to get through it and to learn from it and to come out the other end better. And this is the whole thing. Once we stop judging circumstance, we can learn from it, we can grow through it, and we can come out the other side as a better person. More of who we want to be. So I hope you enjoyed that one, guys. Thanks for spending some time with me. Look inside yourself, because there is greatness in there. And I'll talk to you all on the next upload. Bye for now.